Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here. One of the things that I'm always reminded of on these occasions is a fabulous story that I once heard about a community that built a church. And the architects and, in fact, all of the senior leaders in the village refused to let anybody see inside the church as it was being built. And everybody was very curious. So the first day it opened, they all rushed in, and they were surprised to find that the church was completely empty, except there was a row of pews right at the very back. So the first people sat down, and when the pew was full, there was this grinding mechanical noise, and the pew moved right to the front of the church, and a new one appeared at the back. So I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, and to stop standing at the back of the church, and to come just a little bit closer, if you would, please. Thank you. Thank you for also tolerating me and getting you to come a little closer. It seems lonely up here. Thank you to everyone for taking the opportunity of arriving despite the fact that we didn't quite time this appropriately. It should have been yesterday we were doing this, when the weather was so much better. I will have to have a word with the Dean about organising things more appropriately in future. Perhaps it's a mark, though, of the incredible level of excitement there is around the School of Engineering here and about engineering in general at Guelph, that so many of you did battle the weather to come. Thank you. It means a lot to the people who are here. It means a lot to the university, and it is a great way for us to be able to say thank you to all of you who in different ways have been involved, have supported, and shown your enthusiasm for the project. It's my pleasure to introduce my successor, who is the President-elect, Franco Vaccarino. Franco, would you just like to wave to everybody? This is a really strange time, I think, for both of us, because it's very important that we have a smooth transition for the presidency of the university. But of course, Franco isn't actually employed by the university, so I'm relying on his good spirit in order to take the time to come, and I really appreciate you being here, and I'm sure the folks in engineering do the same. Thank you, because I know this isn't the only time you've been to Guelph this week, and there will be many more times. So please take the opportunity to introduce yourself to Franco and to begin to get to know someone who I know will actually already does have the University of Guelph written large on his sleeve, and is beginning to carry it in his heart as well. So it's wonderful that you're here. Thank you. Thank you. We've got a number of folks here who are present and past members of faculty, a number of past directors of the school, and we've also got a number of alumni who've been engaged with the school, ranging anything from almost recently graduated through to those that have been around the place for a long time. In fact, we've even got a couple of alumni who met here at the university and are married, and that's Mark and Jane Palmer. Really want to thank you for showcasing the fact that this place is a fabulous environment, not just because of the education that it delivers you, but because of the partnerships that you can form that are going to affect the rest of your life. And that's exactly a metaphor for the kind of work that we're doing here with the School of Engineering, partnerships that are going to change and support the kind of sustainability that we need in our communities. Recognise also a number of you here who help in that process, not just your support financially, but of course that's very important, but in fact because you're providing placements and you are supporting more and more the education of our students. And in particular, I want to acknowledge the number of you who are alumni who take time to come back and work with students and help them learn about what it's really like to be an engineer and to use those engineering skills. something that is very important across the university, and once again, the School of Engineering is leading. What you are doing is substantially creating the building blocks for the future. And that future is incredibly bright for engineering at Guelph. It is one that we're all very excited about. And I do need to acknowledge that there are two lunatics here who have held the candle for forcing engineering to the front of the University of Guelph. I mean, of course, Tony Vanelli and Abdullah Hussain for their incredible Hussain Abdullah, I'm sorry, their incredible support for engineering, but also for the university. You couldn't create this kind of change without bringing not only the people inside engineering along, but the rest of the university as well. And what Tony and Hussain have done by a process of basically forcing everybody to pay attention, by cajoling us, by encouraging us, by giving us an inspiration and a vision, has been something that we've all been able to buy into, and I really appreciate it. I want to acknowledge the work and support of Maureen Mancuso, the Vice President Academic. Unfortunately, Maureen has injured her knee and finds it very difficult to stand at the moment, so is not here. But I did want to acknowledge the support that she'd given too. Last, I suppose, I need to acknowledge all of the students. It wouldn't be the School of Engineering without you. It wouldn't have the kind of drive, and many of us would not be looking vicariously into the future if we were not able to experience just a few moments with you. It's, I think, sometimes challenging when you're a student to believe that you're ever going to get anywhere in life. When you get to our age, the crust is here, what you do is to look back and see such potential, far greater than you ever had as a student, and you look at the tomorrow and think it is in really good hands. So thank you to you for allowing us to be part of your journeys and part of your life. I've got a full agenda today, so I should stop talking, but we are going to recognise donors to the School of Engineering who've supported our faculty, staff and students and the growth in engineering. We're going to officially be inducting a number of honours and awards recipients, recognising the support of one particular alumnus and his family. And then after this reception, we'll go on and actually participate in the grand opening of the Phase 2 of engineering. And for those of you that are still standing at that point, there will be tours of the facilities led by our students. So now let me introduce that lunatic that I talked about before, a man who is equally passionate about the University of Guelph, as well as the School of Engineering and the College of Physical and Engineering Science, the absolutely fabulous non-Italian Tony Vanelli.
There's an oxymoron, calling a dean a lunatic. I don't know. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here today. This is, especially as Alistair said, so rewarding in my role, Hussain and the other leadership of this college and university for what's been achieved here. And if I can just say a few words before we get into the donor wall and the ribbon cutting. When something works, it works because everything comes together and the buy-in that happens with everyone supporting a vision. And a vision, there's visions and there are nightmares. But for a vision to really come to fruition, it's with the plan and it's with the people, the buy-in, and the most important part, the hard work and commitment that this school has had to its success. And I'm talking about everyone at the university level, the School of Engineering, and right down to the students. Everyone has bought into this, and I'm a nice guy, I didn't do it pushing people. People have to buy into that, and that's what happened here. And I am so delighted that this has occurred today. And I want to commend everyone for the success we've had here. that are working at the school, that are now new additions to school faculty, staff, and the great students we have here, and the alumni, many that are here, that created what we have here today. And I'm very humbled to be in front of you and presenting this. So thank you very much. But I want to begin by acknowledging another lunatic here, which is our current president, if I can say that, because you're leaving, so you're not going to hurt me. So Alistair and Maureen Mancuso, the provost, have been absolutely instrumental into this success. They never, ever quit on this university and never, ever quit on engineering. And Alistair, I want to really commend you for everything that you did. That took courage and commitment to us, and I want to really thank you and Maureen for that. Thank you very much. Also like to thank our former president, Dr. Bill Weingard, who will be here at 2 o'clock at the official opening, and the retiree directors, including John Gruzleski. I don't know if he's here this morning. John came in with me when I became dean in 2007, and he helped guide this process at the beginning, and Hussein finished it off to the success that we have today. So they laid a solid foundation for the excellence that we have here in engineering, and I really appreciate that. I want to also welcome our incoming president, Franco Vaccarino, and I can say it as an Italian properly. Franco, it's really a pleasure to have you here and to have you at the first of many, many receptions we expect to have here in engineering as we grow under your leadership in the years to come. So welcome aboard, Franco. I want to thank the students and the donors now, because this is what matters. Students become alumni and hopefully donors and help us in the growth of this continued school and expansion. I'm delighted today that we're celebrating this unprecedented growth of engineering at Guelph. Our growth has translated into increased number of undergraduate and graduate students, over 1,500 undergraduates and 200 graduate students that we currently have today. When we started, we only had 500 undergraduate students. It was a third of what we're talking about, and a little over 100 graduate students. With the support from faculty and staff, and of course the expansion of the physical footprint that we have on campus, and our great support from physical resources. And one man I want to acknowledge is right in front of me, Wilfred Ferwada, who's been instrumental in the great facilities we have here. Wilfred, thank you again. This doesn't happen, this is the buy-in, and this is the growth we've had. The generous donations from our engineering friends, faculty, staff, and retirees and alumni have provided much needed recruitment of students and have supported the expansion of this physical space that we are so blessed to have, as well as our curriculum and the design activities that it's based on. This donor wall that we're going to be opening in a few minutes is our way of recognizing and thanking our supporters. It is also a testament to the incredible support and trust our donors have put in engineering at this university. It is difficult to highlight one gift or donor, as all the gifts have incredible impact, and I want to stress that. But I would like to touch on two relationships that have evolved over the past 2 years as examples of the impact of our donors' support. PepsiCo Canada, support of our design projects, and the naming of the PepsiCo Canada Design Studio has translated into much needed funding support for our engineering undergraduate design projects, which is a cornerstone of our curriculum. Their foresight to invest in co-op placements for our students and encouragement and support of their employees in volunteering their time and expertise at events such as Career Night have embedded PepsiCo Canada into the engineering family at Guelph. I'd also like to acknowledge the incredible support of PepsiCo Canada's presidents Mark Gay and Richard Glover, and the leadership of Anne-Marie Renaud, the VP of Operations at PepsiCo Canada. Thank you very much. We are looking forward to this continuing building on this existing relationship. Secondly, I would like to acknowledge the incredible support of two individual alumni, Mark and Jane Palmer, who are with us today, as well as PepsiCo Canada, who still remember the first day they met, I believe in South Residence. I won't ask about that. They were both in second year. He was studying engineering, and Jane was taking applied human nutrition. Mark and Jane are outstanding supporters of the university and engineering through their participation with alumni activities, as well as mentoring and hiring our engineering students, which again, we're very appreciative of. Their experience at Guelph brought them together, and now they've given back with a gift to the School of Engineering Infrastructure Fund. Thank you, Mark and Jane, for maintaining your connection with Guelph and engineering and your continued support. We truly appreciate it. And with that, I would like to now ask Mark and Jane and Anne-Marie Renaud to come up and help with the ribbon cutting for the School of Engineering donor wall. And somebody's got to show me where the ribbon is. I think I went by it. So
I really get there.
You've got the big scissors?
Careful with those things. Tony, a little off the top.
Hey, this is how I got my haircut.
Yeah.
Here we go. You two, this one here. You want us all in front here?
Yeah, in behind actually. Behind
Behind your wife as well?
Great.
Thank God I made them get away from me.
Anytime you're ready, everyone. Yeah. Looking right here and keep cutting, but slowly. Good, good, good. Looking here,
Okay,
Tony.
you ready?
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, wonderful.
There we go.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you very much, Tony, and thank you for our expert ribbon cutters. Whenever I'm asked to do something like that, I can never actually bite through the ribbon, and you made it look so easy, so thank you. I'd like to call upon Bill Van Heist, the Acting Director of the School of Engineering, and our Associate Director for Research and External Partnerships, to come forward and help with the honours and awards celebrations. Bill.
Thank you, Alistair. I got to start off by saying I'm not an alumni from the University of Guelph. I've been here for 12 years now in my role as a professor. And what I've noticed with Guelph is the engagement of our students that later become alumni. At my institution where I got my degrees from, that was never really observed. So what we have here at Guelph, I think, is quite unique and quite special and something that we need to treasure. And I'm quite fortunate that I get to introduce this wall of honor that our alum have contributed. And a special note of pride for me is that two of the students on, or two of the alumni on these walls actually did their master's degrees with me. So I'm quite proud of that fact. You know, last week we had the ritual of the calling of the engineer. And this is where our undergrads come into sort of a secret room, and we have the ceremony, and anybody who's an engineer knows what I'm talking about. Anybody who's not, well, I can't tell you. But this is where we get our iron ring, and it sort of signifies the importance of that brotherhood and sisterhood that engineers have together. It's our obligation to society, to our codes of conduct, our codes of practice, and it really does bind us together as a community of practicing professionals. We had over 200, I think it was 221, I think by the final count, of engineers that were obligated last week. And again, these are engineers who will become our alumni and who someday will actually have their faces, hopefully on this wall over to my right. You know, from its founding of engineering in the terms of the Ontario Agricultural College, Guelph engineering has been quite unique. We've always incorporated stewardship not just of our environment, but we talk about it in our culture, in our curriculum from day to day. Each year, we started this, I think, probably back in 2010. I'm looking for Miriam. I think we started the wall of these awards. And each year we recognize not just our alumni, but some of our friends who support the School of Engineering for their service and the contributions that they make to society, to the engineering program itself. These are our role models. These are role models that our students now can actually put a picture, like a face to the name and to the deeds that these people have done. And I think this is going to inspire us, at least the students. The awards that we have actually cover the Young Alumnus of Honor Award, the Engineering Medal Mid-Career Award, Engineering Alumni Volunteer Award, the Engineering Award of Excellence, and our highest honor, which is the Engineering Medal of Achievement. And I'm happy to say that we have a couple of those medalists here with us today. The Wall of Honor serves as a thanks and congratulations to all our award recipients for their vision, their leadership, and their commitment to excellence, that they come back to the School of Engineering. This also encourages the next generation of engineers to strive and walk in the footsteps of these other people, and essentially to change lives and improve life locally as well as globally. So in order to open the wall, I'd like to ask John Burnside, John, I know you're here somewhere, to come up, Sharuk Ali, Bill Harrison, and Rui de Carvalho to come up, and we'll cut the ribbon. You get the big scissors. So we're not sure where the ribbon is on this one. It's right here, okay. So why don't Bill, do you want to come around this side? Great. Why don't we let ladies take scissors? Really, I'm going to do those. Go ahead.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Do it.
And maybe I can get everyone to look here for a quick moment, if you don't cut yourself, that is. Okay, keep going. Thank you. Yep. Keep going.
One.
Thank you very much, Bill, and congratulations again to all of the recipients. I'd now like to call upon Hussein Abdullah, the Director of the School of Engineering, and Alexis Wagner, who's the Student VP Academic, to come and make a special presentation today. Alexis and Hussein.
Thank you, Alistair. I would like to echo Tony and Bill's remarks and thank all our internal and external partners for the incredible support they have and continue to give us. Today, we would like to acknowledge and recognize the outstanding support of Wolf Hassler and his family. Wolf graduated from OIC Engineering in 1966 and went on to find a small metal working group that grew into Skyjack Incorporated, a world leader in design, manufacturing, marketing, and distribution of evaluated work platforms. After nearly 20 years with Skyjack, Wolf sold the company to Linamar in 2000. Since then, he has been a majority owner of Hassler Properties. To state that Wolf is a loyal and an active volunteer is an understatement. He is a member of the School Industrial Advisory Board, the chair of the CPACE campaign cabinet, and a very popular participant of the Engineering Career Night and Mentorship Program. And I need to pause here and say something about Guelph, which I said it before. Whenever we have Guelph in the mentorship, through the mentorship program or coming to the career night, you can see the number of the students will sit on his table. And they will stay for a while, try to listen to what he has to tell them and give them our advice. And when the sound, we have like an indication to go around, you see the people, they go around the table and come back and sit on the same table. So it was great. Guelph was also the first recipient of the Medal of Achievement Award, the highest honor given to engineering alumni at Guelph. I don't think I would be remiss if I gave some of the credit to his wife, Marilyn, for Guelph's achievement and success. Marilyn and the family, Ian, Jennifer, and Jeff, along with their spouses, have been an incredible support to Guelph and to engineering and to Guelph. In 2011, the family supported the establishment of the Hassler Family Engineering Scholarship, annually supporting 20 students, and the capital campaign for the renovation of the engineering building. To date, 60 Hassler scholarships have been given to deserving undergraduate students. Establishing the Hassler Family Think Tank is our way of recognizing the incredible support of the family, and serves as an area encouraging collaboration, sharing of ideas, and innovation for our student, faculty, and staff. I would like to thank the Hassler family for their continued support and ask Alexis Wagner to say a few words on behalf of Hassler's family scholars.
Thanks. And thank you to the director for giving me the opportunity to talk today. As he said, my name is Alexis Wagner, and I'm currently a fourth year vertically challenged as well. A fourth year engineering student in the biological engineering program. I'm also completing my minor in food engineering. And I was fortunate enough to receive the Hassler Family Scholarship in 2012. And since then, I've had a bit of a chance to reflect on how the Hassler Family Scholarship has impacted my life. What distinguishes a Hassler Scholar is the demonstrated commitment to the engineering profession through employment and volunteer activities. Prior to applying to the scholarship, I have to admit, I was a little bit intimidated about what was required, the criteria for the scholarship. But in retrospect, I recognize that the criteria are perfectly articulated in the frame themes the Hassler family legacy. Commitment to the engineering profession is not only demonstrated through career goals and co-op experiences. Commitment to the engineering profession is how our students present themselves in the community, how they share their values, and how they dedicate their time. As a varsity field hockey player, I've made it my goal to encourage other students, other athletes to pursue their goals of getting an engineering degree at Guelph. And although I was the only engineer on my team in my first 2 seasons here, last year I welcomed 3 first-year players and engineering students to the program. And I actually just found out that we have 4 students who are all goalies and all interested in coming into engineering who will be touring in the coming weeks. We don't really need that many goalies, but I'm really hoping that they come and join our team. So further inspired to really pay the benefits of the scholarship forward, in this past January, I started the Golden Gears, which is the School of Engineering's community volunteer network. And I am proud to announce that in the first week, over 160 of our students signed up to be part of this initiative. And so far we've had over 42 students who have actually gone out to several events in the community, ranging from volunteering at Norfolk retirement residence and playing games with the residents, to packing vegetable boxes for a subsidized community vegetable program. So I think that I feel very overwhelmed at the response, and I hope to have inspired others to demonstrate the versatility and humanity of engineers within our community. And this is an example of how I see myself dedicating my time to the engineering profession. I really can't thank the Hassler family enough for their immense generosity and commitment to the School of Engineering. As Bill mentioned, as Vice President of the Academic of the Engineering Society, I've had a chance to see firsthand the impact that the Hassler Family Scholarship has had on all of our students, not just the recipients. I wish that you could have been here in the days that followed the announcement of this year's recipients to see the buzz that it created amongst students. And I think that there was a lot of shared excitement, pride, and relief, the relief that students could focus on their studies instead of their finances. And the buzz that was created from the Hassler family's generosity not only benefited the recipients, but has inspired others to set new goals for future involvement. Your generosity and commitment is exactly the kind of community involvement we need to keep the School of Engineering a leader in innovation and sustainability, attracting the brightest minds to build a better future and a better planet. And poetically, I think that the think tank we are standing in merges Wolf's values with the character of the School of Engineering. Here you'll see experienced students sharing their thoughts and advice with younger students, more junior students, and you'll also see faculty maybe sharing a coffee, talking about their poor roll up the rim chances this year at our new Tim Hortons have opened. But it's a great place to study. It's normally packed. It's really just an awesome place for us to all kind of get together. And I think that it supports our values for mentorship, collaboration, camaraderie, and community. Beyond the excellent academic foundation, these four things are ultimately what attracted me to Guelph and are mentioned again and again by Guelph's alumni. It's the commitment of donors like Wolf that have further enhanced the reputation and environment of our school, and I would like to thank you once again for investing in our futures. To all the donors here today, the many scholarships, grants, and opportunities that at the school are a testament to your support. Fingers crossed I'll be graduating from the school in the next month. I'm freshly ringed, and I think that now is a time really where I'm seeing the school spread its wings and start to really launch into like a new era of what's to come and the growth that's to come. Witnessing this transformation that was enabled by the generous donors inspires me to join the ranks of the alumni and give back to the contributions that I've seen so far. The legacy of support and return investment is what the school will thrive on as our graduates continue to flourish in their careers. I'm so excited to see what's in store for the next generation of Guelph's engineers, and I just want to say thanks again to the Hassler family for investing in so many futures and inspiring others to do the same. Thanks.
I would like to ask Wolf to come up and say a few words, followed by the official ribbon cutting ceremony of the Hassler family think tank.
You didn't just ask me to come up, you asked me to speak too, is that right? Well, I probably represent more the practical side of a formal education, and I had a pleasant opportunity to speak to the new president, Franco, so I'm sure I got my 2 cents in, especially the University of Guelph, which suited my type of strength very well, the practical side of it. And the fact that today is very appropriate to make a remark about the fact that we're doing the ribbon cutting for the official opening of the building. I don't know if I ever really clearly expressed my feeling. Bricks and mortar are good, especially on a day like this. But in the end, it's the students that come out that leave and how well they do once they graduate. to me, engineering, and I must speak more as a mechanical engineer, and I realize there are very other disciplines with engineering, but I can't separate the fact from actually being able to do something from knowing something. And actually, I think I said to you, Franco, you can't learn to swim in a classroom. You've got to do it, right? I remember years ago, I visited a family that used to be in what used to be East Germany. And I was surprised. One of I think the daughter of a cousin, had taken a sailing course in the classroom. And nobody ever got in a sailboat and sailed. That's how they did it in those days. Or they teach English and French and other languages. And the teachers never were outside of the country. They never spoke to a person that really speaks English. And obviously that system didn't work very well. You can't expect to grow and expand and have successful careers without the practical side of it. And from my own experience, I'm not the typical academic, and I guess you know that by now. And I've had many periods of relatively low productivity. But when I put my mind to something and persevered, it usually resulted in more ideas. So I wanted to say this as encouragement to the young people. And without young people, who are we? You know, I graduated in '66. I'm over the hill. But I have a lot that I feel that I can leave with the young people. And they need to know how it works. You don't need to be, you don't have to have top marks. You have to have ideas. And you've got to be practical and think about how you can bring those ideas to reality. And if you do that well, if you work hard at it and you do that well, other opportunities will spring out of that. Often the route that we think we're going to go is not necessarily the way we're going to go. But if you work at it, other opportunities present themselves that give us very good chances to be successful and give back eventually to the institutions that helped us get there. So that's my speech for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Wolf. As you described the fact that you're not really an academic, but that when you do something, what it generates is more ideas, I'm thinking, isn't that exactly what an academic is? And that you are, I think, the perfect type of academic, because in my view, if you sit in a room and just dream up a few ideas and don't share them with other people and don't engage and don't think about where this is going to be applied and don't constantly strive to do something and do something better, then you're not really a very worthy individual, let alone wanting to claim yourself as an academic. So
you always say it better, Alice.
I want to claim you as one of the foremost academic members of this institution rather than the reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to the other side of this wall so that we can actually do an official ribbon cutting for the think tank for Wolf. After this, can I invite you all to stay around and to enjoy some of the food and drink, and then afterwards, if you want to join us in the North Atrium, where we will officially open the Phase 2, we'd love to see you there too. So thank you very much, and let's give a good round of applause to Wolf for his work.
I'll get a shot of you with the scissors here first.
The big one, yeah.
You get to go with it.
I'll do my nails.
Where is Tony?
Alexis, sorry, one second. Please get a picture, and then we're going to get Franco and the photo.
Getting all this stuff. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. I'll give you, I forgot your name?
Alexis.
Alexis, I'll get you a little bit forward, otherwise you get lost there. Okay, everyone.
Take the picture.
Start cutting. Maybe I can get you all to look here once. There, actually make that twice. You never know. And start cutting anytime. Good, good. And try not to cut yourself. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please come and sit in the seats that are here. One of the things that I would like to roundly criticize you about is that when I teach large classes, I stand up in front and I wait. And I don't say anything, I wait. And eventually people settle down and go quiet and they all come and sit in their proper seats. So very bad marks for all of you today. I had to do it 3 times to actually get you to pay attention. But actually, let me turn that round and say that what it illustrated to me is the incredible amount of enthusiasm and energy there is here among you and within this facility that speaks to why this is so important. And it is important because what we're here to do is to celebrate the really dramatic changes that there have been in engineering over the last while. I want to recognise a number of people who are here today. The Honourable Liz Sandals, who is here as the Minister of Education, but of course, as far as Guelph is concerned, much more importantly as our local member. The Mayor of Guelph, Karen Farbridge, our incoming President, Franco Vaccarino, and I would like to acknowledge, although she unfortunately has injured her knee and is unable, particularly in this weather, to make it out, Maureen Mancuso, the Vice President Academic. She has been fundamental to supporting and promoting the growth in engineering, and I know that she's sorry not to be here. Good ideas take a little while in the happening, and there was a man here many, many years ago who had this idea that agricultural engineering should be something different. And of course, the person that I'm referring to is the past president of the University of Guelph, Bill Weingard. Bill, thank you for being here today, and thank you for having an idea that took 25 years to develop. But it wouldn't have happened without a series of past directors of the School of Engineering, who are, I hope, here in various ways. All of the alumni who are here and have contributed in different ways, and of course to the faculty, staff and students who've actually crystallised the vision and make it happen. The growth in engineering is truly phenomenal, and at the vanguard of that are 2 people, Tony Vanelli and Hussein Abdullah, as the Dean of the College and the current Director of the school. And I'd like you to join me in giving them a thorough round of applause for the work they've done. So you had every reason to be celebrating, to be communicating with each other, and to ignore my pleas to sit down, because we all have a part in what we're celebrating today. We've all made some commitment to it, and we're recognising in the physical structure that we're going to officially open, really it's an embodiment of the spirit of this community, and it has vaulted engineering into the forefront of global challenges, really addressing environmental, social and economic issues that are both locally and globally important. Engineering, as I indicated, takes its roots back to the Agricultural College here in the university. When we began our lives thinking about how do we create innovation in agriculture and the manufacturing communities in Ontario. Gradually, of course, we have realised that that kind of spirit, that kind of entrepreneurism is something that society needs in a broader way than just in agriculture. We've never left the agricultural roots, but what we have done is to be able to grow from those and create the college in the way that I think we had all hoped it would be, and a school of engineering of which we are remarkably proud. We've seen the growth happen over the last while, and it would never have been possible without the incredible investments and support from the provincial government. No other champion, I think, in our provincial government, past and present, has been as committed to the post-secondary system, and particularly to the role that the University of Guelph can play, than one of our own alumni, and that is Liz Sandals. So please join me in welcoming Liz Sandals to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you so much, and it's great to see so many old friends here. The reason that it takes so long for us all to sit down is because the other thing about Guelph is it's a community of friends, and you have to say hello to everybody you know before you can come and sit down, Alistair. But as Alistair sort of alluded, I've got kind of a long history with the University of Guelph, and interestingly, my memory of the beginning of engineering goes back even farther than Bill's, which is amazing. Because when I was a kid, I used to play in what was then the physics department, now the Reynolds building. And in those days, my father was in the Department of Physics, which then interestingly included the mathematicians, and for reasons I never totally understood, the people who were actually qualified as engineers. So this funny department, which was called physics, was actually the Department of Physical Sciences. So I can remember at some point, I have no idea when, that somebody actually created a school of engineering, ag engineering, and the engineers disappeared from physics. So when we went full circle through the College of Physical Sciences being formed, which Bill certainly was instrumental in, and then we got engineering recaptured into the physical sciences, I actually thought that this was actually coming full circle back to the way it had actually been back somewhere in the early 50s. So, as I say, I don't remember who did what or who was the director because I was a kid. But I'm absolutely delighted to see what has happened is we've got this amazing blend of things which recognize the roots of the university in agriculture and biological sciences, and also the growth of the physical sciences and the combination of those coming together and world recognized expertise in all of them. So congratulations to everybody who's been a part of that growth, and you've just done an amazing job, not just with the building, but more importantly, what it represents, which is the growth of the discipline. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz. And in keeping with the theme that the future belongs to powerful women in this world, which of course is very near and dear to the heart of the University of Guelph and its spirit anyway, let me introduce you to another alumna of the University of Guelph, the Mayor of the City of Guelph, Karen Farbridge. Karen has served now for probably one of the longest periods of Mayor of the City, and is looking forward to a re-election in the fall, for which we're all going to be supporting her, I hope. But of course I have to remain independent and not Any views about that? Yes, in 4 months I shall be able to be on the campaign trail. But it is a pleasure to welcome Karen back to the university. Her support of the university and the way the university and the city have grown together have been fundamental to the relationship that we now have, and it's a real pleasure to welcome you back, Karen, today.
Thank you, Alistair. And on behalf of the City of Guelph, congratulations on the completion of this new building, which is necessary to support the incredible growth in the School of Engineering and your engineering program. Growth that's unparalleled, that I'm told, in any other university in Canada. We're very pleased as a city, I'm very pleased as a mayor that the University of Guelph is graduating more engineers. We benefit greatly from this program in our community. We benefit from engineering students who complete co-op placements within our organization. Our community benefits from the many engineering graduates who go on to careers with companies and organizations in our city. We know that engineers are in high demand. It's a competitive advantage for us to have this engineering program in our community. It means that local businesses have a pool of skilled local graduates to draw from. You attract the best and the brightest to our community, and we do our best to keep them here when you've done that. The City of Guelph also benefits from the partnerships with the university's programs. One example is the $60 million Clean Water Initiative. It had a number of nodes, and the wastewater node is located in Guelph and led by an engineering professor. Through the partnership, we have established a facility at our wastewater treatment plant for research and testing. This partnership makes an important contribution to addressing one of the world's most pressing challenges, the challenge of providing clean water. It's a challenge for our municipality as well, to make sure that we are using the best and leading practices in our water management as well. This partnership is aligned with the university's values, expressed through the Better Planet project. It's also aligned with the City of Guelph values and the vision of making a difference locally and globally. It also positions Guelph as a center for research, testing, and technology development. This has significant and far-reaching economic benefits. We are building an international reputation for Guelph, using our expertise to help develop new businesses and ultimately attracting investment, talent, and jobs. And I meet with missions and delegations coming from around the world who choose to come to Guelph because of the exceptional research and development that happens here. This partnership would not be possible without the presence of a world-class engineering program here in our own community. I often talk about our city's competitive advantages when it comes to attracting investment, jobs, and talented people. Guelph is different, and I hear this more and more from people, talking to them both inside our community and outside, and even just today from our new incoming president, who saw something different in this university and this community. There are many things that set Guelph apart. The University of Guelph's engineering program is certainly one of them, and as I've described, it has a significant positive impact on our community. I'm very thrilled that this building expansion will support the education and training of more engineers locally, and so congratulations to everyone involved on the completion of this ambitious and important project. On top of teaching, on top of research, you're into building construction as well, and I know that adds a lot of extra work onto your day-to-day, so thank you very much.
Throughout history, you can pick on dynamic duos that have made a difference in the world. Of course, Batman and Robin, Tom and Jerry, maybe even Virtue and Moya. For those of you who don't know, they were our skaters. And so I'd like to introduce to you two people that you can now see in a different light. You can choose which one of the pairs I've contrasted them with. But they have both had their skates on over the last while and been doing some absolutely amazing dancing on ice to be able to produce the engineering school that we have. Let me introduce Tony Vanelli and Hussein Abdullah.
Dynamic duo, oh boy. Okay. Hard act to follow, Alistair. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for Hussein and I to be up here for this celebration. And we've been blessed because we've really acted like two cheerleaders, and with a little bit of push when was needed. But as cheerleaders, we're always very proud of what's going on in the school. And as the Dean of the College of Physical and Engineering Science, I want to echo what Liz Sandel said. I have other units that have been a big part of the success here. The Physics Department, Chemistry Department, the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, and the School of Computer Science, which have worked as partners for the success that we have here. But it is, as I said, and Hussein would echo what we're going to be talking about, it's the achievement of something special happening at this great university. It is a celebration of achievement that engineering has achieved through a vision, through intelligent planning, and especially the hard work of the faculty, the staff, and the students that we have in this great facility. Facilities are just bricks and mortar. It's the people that make it happen and the teamwork within it. And also with that teamwork is the teamwork outside of the school, which we've had from co-op, alumni affairs, and the rest of the university and the support. And to do that, I'd like to acknowledge the support, especially of the Board of Governors. Buildings like this don't happen unless you financially commit to it, engage in it. And the university, with all its financial challenges, the Board of Governors is stuck with this plan, and they're reaping the benefits today. I'd also like to thank the senior administration, my fellow deans. Mike Eames is here. I believe Don Bruce from the College of Arts is here. I really respect what the other deans have done in supporting me and the school to achieve the success. Alistair has been very kind in acknowledging and supporting us, but I want to start there. I want to start with the other two that are very important in making this all happen. Alistair Summerly and Maureen Mancuso have been just absolutely wonderful through all of this. They have never flinched, they've never questioned, although sometimes I'm sure they were wondering what we were doing. But they hung in there and committed to us, which is what we wanted. And Alistair, and I wish Maureen was here, it is remarkable in your support, and thank you very, very much. I also like to thank, as Alistair said, our previous president, Bill Weingart. Bill has always been so instrumental in the commitment he's made to this university, not only as president, but as someone who really committed as a physicist and an engineer and understanding the potential of what could become here and set the foundation for that. Bill, thank you very much again for all of that. And for our incoming president, Franco Vaccarino. Franco, I think you're seeing what's happening here. It's magical, and we're really happy to have this handed over to you because I think it's going to be in great hands, and we look forward to many years under your leadership. Engineers love numbers. I'll share some significant ones with you that Hussein and I have been blessed to coordinate here. The undergraduate program, which is the cornerstone of its success here, has grown from 500 students and 4 majors, strong majors, in 2009 to over 1,500 students today. 3 new programs have been added. Most importantly, the 4 original programs all received 6 years accreditation, which is the maximum the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board can give. And the 3 new programs, Hussein and I are quite hopeful with the school that we will receive the full accreditation that new programs receive, which are 3 years. And we're hoping to hear that decision in June. Our graduate program has grown from 120 students 4 years ago to over 200 graduate students at this time. Our faculty complement, the people that really matter here and that make this work, have grown from 29 in 2010 and in 3+ years to 45 this year. And Hussein keeps bugging me for a few more positions, which he'll never end until he gets to 50 or more. I said no to the last one, so sorry. Okay, no. Our staff and technician support complement has also grown from 17 in 2010 to 25 here. And the staff that are here are absolutely fantastic and relevant to the success of the students and support of the faculty and everything in the school. Along with the growth of the number of people walking these hallways, there's been tremendous growth in research. And I give credit to Hussein and the faculty for that. Over $11 million has been secured last year towards cutting-edge research that the School of Engineering has, including Distinguished Canada Research Chair Ed McBain in the water security area, and 2 NRC industrial research chairs in water-related areas being held by Professors Beth Parker and Hong Di Zhao. There is more growth to come, hence the deliberate and impactful emphasis on this School of Engineering's physical footprint, which we're on. Today's celebration in the second phase of School of Engineering building is so vital to its future. Guelph is well known and ranked highly for its innovations in teaching and preparing our well-rounded students for the future. Liz Sandals talked about that, the presidents talked about that. All the speakers acknowledged that and are a product of that. This rings very true for engineering. There's a long track of record of success at engineering at Guelph. With its distinct design focus, that it's the cornerstone of its program, the students that come here are really focused on making a change, not in their education, but to the world they're going to serve, as the president has indicated. The emphasis on teaching, design, and hands-on learning is well evident in the architecture of this building, of which the students also had a say in the environment they were going to work in. I want to acknowledge also, for a building like this to happen, a lot of hard work went into it. I'm very pleased today that Nancy Sullivan, our former Vice President of Administration, who was responsible for a lot of this, has been our biggest supporter. And Nancy really bought into this and was committed, as Alistair and Maureen were. Nancy, thank you very much for what you've done here. I want to also acknowledge Bob Carter, the Associate Vice President of Physical Resources, Dan McLaughlin, our Director of DEC, and Justin Selby, the Senior Construction Coordinator, for everything they've done. But I want to give a special thanks, and I caught him, he's right to my far left, to Wilfred Ferwada from the Physical Resources for the masterful execution of sticking with the plan and dealing with 50 engineers who drove him absolutely crazy on any given day. So thank you, Wilfred, for everything you've done. I want to quickly also acknowledge Perkins and Will, the architect and the prime consultant, Malul Blami, for the Phase 2 general contractor, and Bondfield, which was the Phase 1 general contractor. And I also want to thank the Engineering Building Steering Committee, of which Wilfred chaired, Anthony Clark, who's Associate Vice President for Graduate Studies and Quality Assurance. Anthony, thank you very much for reminding me we can't spend all the money we don't have on a given basis. Thank you very much. He was the pit bull. I want to say in leaving, to acknowledge engineering faculty and staff. You wanted a chance, and you hit a grand slam. Thank you very much.
As Tony outlined, the demand for our programs and teaching has resulted in the growth of the school, especially the school physical print. Phase 2 of the expansion has allowed the school to expand further to Richards Building and renovate the Thorn Row building. I am certain that you will enjoy our student-led tours offered later this afternoon. I should emphasize here that we could not have done this without the support of our community, which includes our students, staff, faculty, our alumni and friends, and our senior leadership. And on behalf of the school, I would like to especially thank Alistair and Maureen for the support they gave us and the belief in our vision as well. I would like to thank the Board of Governors and our donors whose investments have made this project possible. We would also like to acknowledge and thank the incredible support and partnership of the Co-op and Career Service team who help our students to take their knowledge from the classroom and apply it to the real-life problems during their co-op placement. We are truly a family at engineering, and the personal contribution of everyone, including parents, is embedded within the fabric of our history. As you go through the tours, you will notice the incredible artwork of Gevorg George Kasabian, a renowned Armenian-Canadian artist, an engineer and computer scientist, and the parent of one of our students, Eric Kasabian. The temptation of being in a constant process of creation is the main drive for Gevorg. These paintings were donated to the university to be placed at engineering as an inspiration for the generation that will come through these halls to continue to create, think outside the box, and effect change. Our sincere thanks to Gevorg and Eric for the generosity. The previous director of the School of Engineering, John Grasiski, participated in the planning of Phase 1 expansion. Unfortunately, both him and his wife, Olga, were not able to attend as they are outside the country. I would like to share with you his note of congratulation that he sent me. Dear Hussein, I wish to express my sincere congratulations to you and the entire staff and faculty of the School of Engineering in accomplishing all that you have done over the past 7 years. The official opening of March 12 caps years of meetings, planning, revising, and making many difficult compromises. What is so marvelous is that you have done all of this against the background of developing and introducing new academic program, a major recruitment of new faculty and staff, coupled with more than double the undergraduate enrollment, and seeing significant growth in your graduate program and research activities. In short, within a remarkably short time period, you have created a major player among the mid-sized engineering schools in Canada. Congratulations and best wishes for the future, John. I just want to say again and repeat what Tony said. We cannot do what we did. It was amazing what we did in the last 4 or 5 years without the team inside the school and the team outside the school, within the university and our community. So from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank all the faculty, the staff, and the students. We had a hard time. We made a lot of, sometimes we agreed, sometimes we disagreed, but at the end of the day, we made the right decision for the school and the university. And all our hard work paid back today, and we can see, and we all enjoy the facilities and the expansion and the result that we achieved. Thank you for all the department within the university, the academic and non-academic department. All your help and support make this possible. Without the support, we will never be able to achieve what we achieved today. Thank you for the Guelph community. Thank you for the alumni again and the donors and the support of the community, which was tremendous in going forward to implement the vision that we created for us. We are going to continue to grow, as Tony said. And I think one day when we were in Alistair's office with Maureen and Tony, we were discussing Phase 2. Alistair said to me, Phase 2, Hussein, there is nothing after Phase 2. And we left that office on agreement that I will never come back and ask for Phase 3. I am not sure if that will be true. And Thank you very much, Alistair and Maureen. You believed in our vision, you supported us, and it was really great. I would like, at the end, to thank my family, which my wife here, and my daughter. Unfortunately, my daughter Suhash, who graduated from this school, cannot be here today, and my son. But thank you very much for the support you gave me to do my job. And I promise that I will give you more time during the sabbatical leave before I will come back as a director. Thank you very much.
And just to show you the drive that there is, of course, we were talking about phase 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 earlier on today, and I made a commitment saying no more, which is why Franco is here, to be able to take up the cudgels afterwards. All that we do requires a great deal of support from alumni, and let me ask Christina Cuffel, the President of the Engineering Society, and Mike Thompson, President of the Engineering Alumni Association, to come forward and say some words. Christina and Mike.
Hello, so my name is Christina Cuffel, and I'm graduating from the biomedical engineering program this year. In my time at Guelph, Thornborough has become like a second home to me and all of my classmates. For those of you who are Guelph alumni, you know all about the tight-knit relationships you developed throughout your time here. When I chose engineering in Guelph in 2009, it had almost nothing to do with the facilities, but rather when I visited, there was something about a small school that I found charming. It seemed as if the whole engineering community was tied together, and there was a strong sense of community that is difficult to find anywhere else. In the past 5 years, the expansion of our school has been incredible. Not only do all the students have access to state-of-the-art laboratories, but they also have the same sense of community that I had when I began my degree. Your involvement as alumni in the School of Engineering helps to establish a unique relationship between current and previous students, welcoming new Guelph engineers into your community. In doing so, students develop soft skills that complement the technical expertise developed in the classroom, part of what makes Guelph engineers such a valuable commodity in the workplace. On behalf of the entire student body at the School of Engineering, I would like to extend my sincerest thanks to our faculty and staff, alumni, friends, and donors for the work that you have put into our engineering program. In supporting our school, you have helped to make our university experience the best that it can possibly be, and you've made a bright future for future students. Thank you.
As I reflected on the opportunity to speak today, I wanted to try to address a question, and for me that question is, why does this building expansion matter? Why did we use agricultural engineering as a launching pad for a broader vision of engineering at Guelph? Why has the leadership at the university expended so much energy and time in this expansion? And I'd like to share 3 reasons for me for why it matters, and I'd like to share a call to action at the end. So the first reason it matters to me is the economics of engineering. And I'm not an economist, but if you take an interest in economics and you take an interest of making people's lives better, you'll find that economics is a truly dismal science, which most economists will admit. They'll say that if you raise minimum wage, you'll put people out of work. If you apply rent controls, you'll cause shortages of housing. But the one thing that they don't argue with is that education provides opportunity and increases the standard of living of those people who have education. And so today, the expansion of the School of Engineering means an expanded opportunity for students to be educated, for the economy to grow, and in my biased opinion, I think engineering education is one of the best ways that we can expand the opportunities available. The next thing I want to talk about is the empirical connection between a school and its alumni. Whether we like it or not, the School of Engineering and the broader university will be judged in part on the deeds of their alumni. And whether we like it or not as alumni, when we launch into new endeavors, we'll be judged in part by the reputation of our university. And it gives me great pride to bring this message back to my university, that when I tell people, as I meet new people in my career, that I went to the School of Engineering at the University of Guelph, they say, my son, my daughter is thinking of the School of Engineering. I hear it's a great school. And it gives me so much pride to share that. And the third thing I want to talk about today is my great uncle Bob's 90th birthday. And the thing that struck me at his 90th birthday is that it was so beautiful. It was a day filled with parents and children and great uncles and grandchildren and great grandchildren. And the thing that was so interesting to me is that not one of those people was related by blood to my great uncle. Because you see, my great uncle Bob married my grandmother's sister, who's passed away. They emigrated to Canada, and their family, other members of their family didn't join them. So each of those people that were at that celebration were members of the community that he built for himself. Without that family, he'd built a family for himself. And so today, I'd like to call all of our alumni and community to action to remember that as you give generously of your time and money to the university and the School of Engineering, it matters because it creates opportunity for the students. It expands the scope and the scale of the research that's being done at this institution. And remember that as you give generously of your time and of your money, we are strong as alumni, we are strong as an educational institution, but we are strongest together. And also, I would like everyone to remember that as we think about our lives and we judge the beauty of our own lives and others, I think one of the best ways to judge the beauty is through the beauty of the community that we build around ourselves. So contribute to that community, give back to the university, and join the Alumni Association. Thank you very much.
Thank you to both of you. Mike, if you're ever looking for a job, I know that the Alumni Affairs Division here will be very anxious to talk to you. And I'm just hoping we captured that on video so we can use that when recruiting students and, more importantly, recruiting alumni back to the institution. You cannot have said anything that would have touched the heart of every one of us here more powerfully. But maybe that's not true entirely, because there may be somebody else who's going to do that. And over the last few years, one of the things that the School of Engineering has done is to find somebody who absolutely epitomizes the very spirit of this place, who has worked tirelessly in the field of engineering and has made an enormous difference. And I would like to introduce a distinguished alumnus of the University of Guelph, an international entrepreneur, Mr. Bill Harrison. Bill was a member of OAC BSA 62 class a couple of years ago, and received the Order of OAC and the Engineering Medal of Achievement, the highest honor given to an engineering alumnus or alumna. And I'd like to ask him to come forward and speak a little bit about the impact of engineering on his life and the lives of others. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Harrison.
I always have to adjust the microphone. Well, a very sincere good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I do appreciate this opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes on the observations that I've made as an alumnus. Now, since disclosure and transparency are the guidelines of the day, I admit that I graduated from Guelph mechanical, agricultural engineering over 50 years ago. Some people might think that that's makes my observations a little bit irrelevant, but when you look at the crowd of people that I graduated with and where they've gone, I'd say we are all very relevant. So through the eyes of an extremely proud Guelph engineering grad, here are a few thoughts and observations. With Guelph engineering classes having started in the late 1800s, we are no quick startup. We are not a Johnny-come-lately Canadian engineering school. We are the Canadian standard. Now, in thinking about my comments, I decided to spend some real time here in this building at my alma mater. Changes? What can you say? What can you possibly say? Quantum jumps in technology. Engineering I could have only dreamed of. But in some ways, in some important ways, sameness. Yes, sameness and consistency. The same student-faculty interaction, which is critical to graduating ready to contribute engineers. Having been in the design and manufacturing business for 45 years in a number of countries, I know that one cannot hide their engineering talent and professors in a university tower or in a corporate office. They must be practical and effective. They must be involved on site, as faculty is at Guelph Engineering. On your way around today doing your tour, please take note of the proximity of the professors to the labs. There is no remote location for engineering professors. They're all right here with the students. Guelph engineers graduate ready and prepared to make a substantial contribution. That is unique about Guelph engineering. I look at the tremendous plans that Hussein, Tony, and Alistair have set out for Guelph engineering. Yes, student numbers are important. We have about 1,500 undergraduates today, and I'm glad to hear someone else confirm that. And I'm also told by the year 2020, which will be here before we know it, we will have 2,500 undergraduates. And I'm told that that puts us in the same rank as Queens and Ottawa. I have a question. Why would we ever compare ourselves to those two? Guelph engineers could eat their lunch any day of the week. But yes, I have to admit, numbers are important. They provide us with funding, faculty, facilities, and infrastructure we have to have. But the Guelph experience, let me say that again, the Guelph experience is also critical as it relates to core values and people. I was walking through this tremendous facility the other day, and I met 3 young ladies, 4th-year students, working together on a computer systems application. The engineering iron ring ceremony had been held the week before I visited. So I asked if they had their rings. All 3 smiled, stood up, and displayed their rings. I was very proud at that point to say, I also wear a Canadian iron ring from University of Guelph. So let me tell you, Guelph engineering teamwork and camaraderie is alive and well in this institution. On my tour, I also spent a little bit of time in the robotics lab. I've used sophisticated robots since the 80s for manufacturing and for quality assurance applications. So I'm familiar with them, at least to some degree. What I saw shocked me, really shocked me. Robotics being used for medical purposes, assisting stroke patients with their recovery. And that work is being done in this building. So, as I look at Guelph engineering, I note that we have graduated professional engineers since 1954. We have over 3,400 iron ring wearing professional engineers that have graduated from here since 1967. And we are a proud, successful Guelph engineering group of graduates. So why are we so successful? That's really the question. One of the reasons we're successful is that Guelph is unique amongst all engineering schools and colleges. We are truly unique and we are differentiated. You know, when you think back about new course introductions, who was going to offer water resources in the late 1960s, like was introduced here? Our course offerings here today match or exceed any other engineering college in Canada, as does our specialized course offerings. But when I look at this thing, I look at it today and yesterday, and I keep asking, what makes Guelph unique? What is the something that makes us unique and distinguishes us, and has for 50 years that I know of? Guelph has something, the Guelph stuff, as I call it, magic dust of Guelph, something like that. What is it? For me personally, I came to Guelph with a passion for engineering. I was educated at Guelph in the reality of dealing and interacting with people. I know for certain that I could not have had the international engineering career without what I call the Guelph factor. Guelph is the world-class institution that it is because we build on and support its uniqueness. In my present challenges in life, and not retirement I might add, I think about trying to give back for a small part of the life I've enjoyed, which was created here. This morning we saw an extensive list of people, companies and individuals that have given back to Guelph engineering. I think of Wolf Hassler, I think of Linamar, and the list goes on and on and on. The engineer's iron ring ceremony was written by one of our most noted Canadian writers of works in prose and poetry, Rudyard Kipling, who said, with regards to giving back, "You have an obligation to pay the rent for the advantage of having lived here." For all of us, every one of us, we need to ensure that Guelph engineering remains number one in our land. We must all step up in our own way to keep Guelph engineering number one in Canada. As an extremely proud Guelph engineering graduate, I thank you for the honor of my involvement in the opening of this incredible facility. And I thank you for listening to a proud alumnus speak about Guelph engineering. Thank you.
So enough of the speechifying. Let's get down to business. I'm going to invite the Honourable Liz Sandals, Her Worship the Mayor, the incoming President, Franco Vaccarino, the Dean of the College, Dr. Vanelli, the Director of the school, Dr. Abdullah, and the Acting Director of the school, Dr. Van Heist, Bill Harrison, and Wolf Hessler, to come forward, and together we'll try and squeeze by this ribbon in order to cut it and officially open and celebrate the opening of Phase 2 of engineering. And after that, I'm going to encourage you all to take part in tours which the students have organised of the new facilities. So I believe the scissors are just being brought forward, and we'll have to squabble over who's having them.
Okay.